This is James Moore with another episode of Behind the Scene, brought to you by BostonHassle.com. And on our second episode, we are interviewing Sharpest, which is Vasily Vas Kochura on vocals and guitar, on bass Adam Barbati, on drums Matt Huzar, and I'm also here with Mario Epstein.
What's up, guys?
Hi, Mario.
Hello.
And we're gonna talk about their release, a split 7-inch with the White Savages that came out recently. Does this album have a name? What was the name of this album?
It's called Split with White Savages.
Yeah. Okay. Which I reviewed actually for the website a couple months back, and I really got a kick out of. So I'm happy that we can be here and talk about it.
Thank you.
There's 3 songs from y'all's, but before we get into it, I wanted to ask y'all, first, how did y'all meet? What were the early days like?
Well, I remember, I think it was like was it freshman year of high school?
Sophomore year.
Sophomore year. Voss comes out of nowhere. He joins our class, and
freshman year I joined.
that was freshman. Yeah.
But I met you sophomore.
Right. Yeah. I just saw him around.
This is in Acton.
Acton.
Acton,
Yeah.
okay.
Acton, Boxford Regional High School. So yeah, Voss came. You came from Arlington, right?
Yeah.
And then I forget exactly how we met sophomore year.
I think just mutual friends and eventual, music people kind of grouping together.
Yeah, and I got kicked out of a band that I was in with Adam.
Hey.
And that freed me up, so then me and Voss started jamming.
Was that FOF?
No, that was
We had nothing to do with that band.
that was Ethan's band.
That's a pernicious lie.
Okay. Shout out Ethan Backrack.
Dude, man.
But yeah, and then me and Voss jammed together for a few years and became the Sharpest, and then Adam joined a little after being our merch guy for a while, but also I've known Adam since like kindergarten.
So y'all have been at 3-piece pretty much the whole time, or?
We had a singer at one point.
We did have a singer.
Yeah, there was some other kind of members, but this is like the longest running
This is the
lineup.
core, the hardcore of
Yes.
the band.
Correct.
All right, down to the basics. So who was it who originally set you up to do this split with the White Savages? Who suggested that? Who set that up?
I think it was always an idea of ours to do a split with a band that we kind of like shared styles with, and White Savages were, we've played a few shows with them, and
They're out of Connecticut.
yeah.
Yeah, we played with them on tour. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no. I think they live in somewhere now. They live in, like, Lowell.
Yeah, 2 of them live in Lowell,
Oh, alright.
and but they're based out of Connecticut originally. So we kind of just met them through playing shows in the New England area, and they're a bit more kind of noisy than us, but I think they reflect kind of a side that we
Yeah, definitely a side
mesh
of ours.
with.
Yeah, they're nice guys. We shared some shows with them on tour. We kind of hung out, so like we're good friends with them. And then I think they also kind of just have good like wherewithal with like I think they have a good following in Connecticut, and we have an okay following in Mass, so it just made sense to broaden the horizons.
Cool.
Too, yeah.
Where'd y'all record all this?
We recorded in separate areas than White Savages, but we recorded in Rhode Island with our friend Jared Mann, who's based. I guess his thing's called Blanket Fort Records. And he was in a band called Willow. He's now in a band called Twin Foxes, and we just went on tour with Twin Foxes.
Now, you were talking about playing shows. I had this sense from reading kind of about you guys before when I wrote that little piece on this album, that I learned that there is kind of a math rock scene happening in and around Western Mass.
There is.
Yeah. There's a lot of cool, like, bands similar to us that we don't get to play with.
Yeah,
like
there is. I guess there's a good math rock scene. There were a few bands popping up, and then they've died out. But there are other ones popping up also. But I think there's also really good math rock bands from just Boston that we also don't get to play with, like.
Yet.
hint.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, what are the dudes? They were friends with the guys from David, from like Montreal. The Hit Home guys. Those are
Oh,
math rock
Hit
guys.
Home.
We played with them
Buttons.
once. Buns and Mindy, there we played with them, and then I guess I don't know. I can't really think of. Can you think of any like math rock bands that are still around in Western Mass?
Giraffes.
Yeah, that's true. We never got to play with
I
them.
don't know. Isn't Vasudeva from somewhere? They're from a place.
I'm not sure actually, but
Do you guys identify yourselves as a math rock band by and large, or would you cross over into other styles?
I don't think. I mean, I think we're partially math rock, but I know just from like posting our stuff to math rock areas, it's only like a certain crowd really like us. But so I think it's. I don't know. I think that's part of us, but it's definitely like not all in one that because we don't get a lot of love from people who just love math rock. But
Well, I know
It's like
there's almost like I see it feels like a jazzy thing going on, and
Yeah.
I've seen videos on YouTube out at Amherst, like people get granted use of a room somewhere on campus and just get together and play. Have you been part of that kind of stuff happening there?
We've had
In Amherst,
we've set up a couple of events like out of my school, or old
Salt?
school. Yeah, Salt
Salt?
was a thing for a little bit. I think they're still doing stuff. Even before that, like kids would just like rent out rooms on campus and stuff, and you could just like do your own thing there and like get a bunch of people to come and.
That's a good solution
Yeah,
to
it
the
was-
house party problem, since
Yeah.
the cops were breaking things down
Mhm.
apparently come some years back.
Yeah, that's still a problem. Like me and Matt just moved out of a house that had shows, and we were like one of the lucky ones out there.
never
that,
had cops.
Yeah, we never had any trouble, but a lot of our friends have gotten shut down. Like this one house, Dad's City, that had been around for like many years, got new tenants in after getting shut down, and then they tried to do it again, and then could find like many thousands of dollars each, and like
Oh man,
it was
That's
really,
just
really, really bad.
uncalled for.
Yeah, but so it is a good solution to the problem, but it's still not the same, I guess.
No. So Mario, what do you think? Let's start it up.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess this song, out of all the three, I think this is like, actually I don't know, it's kind of like Frankenstein, like most of our songs. It has like newer parts mixed with older parts.
Yeah.
But I guess the intro of this was just, I guess most of these new songs were written in a style that we'd never really, I guess, tried out before, which is just kind of like jamming through and then just kind of like piecing together, and kind of even writing parts off of jamming. But that intro part was just written, just kind of like a tiny jam.
Yeah, it was, the usual formula is, I have 2 or 3 riffs, and we would kind of all jam them, and then Matt would be like, oh, we need another riff for this song, so then we'd make something up at practice, and then it kind of, the more we play it, the more it grows into the song, so
it really evolves from linking riffs that sort of come organically
Yeah,
to you
exactly.
as you're
Yeah.
playing around.
Just as long as they're in the same key, or maybe just the same
Not
feel.
even.
Just gotta string them together with transitions that make sense to us, hopefully, and and then maybe have like a, if we really like a part, or if we want to like shed new light on it, bring it back later. But we also don't mind doing linear songs, so yeah, just really up to, I guess.
When you say don't mind doing linear songs, I don't understand that.
Just like one that is like no parts repeat. You just kind of go from like start to finish.
Oh, okay.
We haven't really done that for a while, but
But
yeah.
This song to me kind of seemed like a return to form almost, where like for a while with our full length beforehand, we were trying to like really, really branch out and like do all this like random stuff all over the place, and it was just this super like unfocused piece of music.
yeah, it was
like,
eclectic.
Yeah, and I don't know, this seemed to like pull the good pieces from that and mesh it with our older writing style that was a little more structured but still had stuff to like kind of keep you like focused. And
This is how many recordings do you have before this one?
3.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you-
3. And the one prior to this, I guess, just the way I would say is it's definitely just like, just the way it's recorded. It's like super immersive, and there's just a lot of like haze, I guess. And like
We recorded in
fuzz.
different places, and it's kind of, it's eclectic.
Yeah, but I do think, it has. I think it's
It has a
I
sound.
think it definitely has a sound that runs throughout. It's just, yeah, this is way more just kind of clear and well produced, and also,
Focus.
yeah, and I feel like it, maybe it probably is better for a wider audience.
Was there any outside influence on the production?
Yeah, actually, Jared
Yeah.
pushed the idea of recording us like just raw, as like, you know, with our last album we had all these layers and effects, and like people gave feedback that it's this kind of like hazy, kind of affected sound, but with this one we tried to just use less effects and more just like raw musicianship, I guess.
And it's live, it's recorded. I mean, if you can't already tell, I'm sure you can, but
Yeah.
it's recorded live.
We record most of our stuff like that.
Right. Yeah, so this part, isn't it super old?
Super old.
Super
Oh
old.
yeah, this is a part that we just kind of brought back. I don't remember how
I remember
it came
jamming
out,
this
but
years ago. Like,
Yeah.
even with
I
different
remember
members in the
hearing
band.
this jammed before I was in the band.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
never really had a spot for it. It was just a riff on its own. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
A lot
to
of
see
Nice
in
to
this
find a
song.
home for that then.
yeah, sometimes that's how the band works. Like we have all these riffs floating around, and then like they'll find a home in a song, or they'll find a home in a song like 3 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember having a super weird moment with this part of the song. We were playing at this house, Mustache Manor in Amherst. It was our friend Mike's birthday, and we had to we played super late because like the cops were like circling the house and like they were about to get busted. So it was like 1 a.m. and like a bunch of people in this shitty basement, and like from the crowd comes our old singer who had originally like written with Voss to this part, or jammed it at least.
Right.
And like he just like came out of nowhere when like this part came up, and I just like turned back and saw him, and it was like this really bizarre moment of like I didn't even know like what to, like how to feel about it. It was like kind of sad, but like kind of happy. And, I don't know, it was weird.
Yeah, it's too bad. He was a great part of the band, but his style changed, unfortunately. But, anyways, I guess for this new song,
Next song. It's
This
about
one is
trains.
On a Rail.
Yeah.
It's called track
Mhm.
2.
and I guess when I was writing the drum beat for this, I just thought it sounded a lot like this band Toe, so I tried to write a drum beat that sounded like Toe, with a lot of stuff going on. So
Influence.
that's what that is.
Now, do you have a drum hero as your inspiration, like a drummer who you admire?
There we
I
go.
I have a
There we go.
few.
Mario?
I got I got the dude from Mars Volta. I got the dude from Terra Melos.
Which dude from Terminus?
Vince.
Thank you for clarifying.
I got the guy from the Fall of Troy and Zach Hill, obviously. Yeah. Just a few. But yeah, anyways, this chorus.
Oh, you want?
Talk about the words.
Yeah, I can
you
talk
should
about-
some lyrics.
I can talk about some lyrics. I watched this movie on a book called Anna Karenina, and it inspired the lyrics for this song, for the most part. I don't know. I was commuting at the time. I was commuting to school, and I was spending a lot of time on the train, and it kind of that's kind of like a theme in that movie or story. So it kind of inspired the lyrics.
That's like a
behind this.
major Russian work, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, right? And you're coming from Ukraine originally, so
Yeah.
are you into a lot of Russian literature?
A little bit. I mean, I probably should read more than I do, but I definitely connected with that movie in a kind of like a weird way, but
Omar Sharif or something?
Omar Sharif. I'm not sure. I saw some like VHS shitty version of it. It was like black and white. I don't even remember.
But anyways,
But
do you have a thought? But I was gonna talk about this part and say that it's also a super old part. It was actually in an old song
Oh,
that
you're right.
we wrote and we actually canned This was in a song called Frankenstein,
Frankenstein?
which was we canned it because it was literally just a bunch of parts that we
Yo.
poorly stitched together.
That song was cool. And I can say that because I didn't have any part to do with that.
Yeah, it wasn't in the band. But either way, so it's from that. We like that part a lot.
It
so
fits
we
well
brought it
here.
back.
Yeah.
Thanks. And then this is
the problem part.
And then this is
We-
part that we had a huge.
Figured out.
We used to play this live, like, totally different. Cause
We
were
played
like,
this like 7 different ways.
Yeah, we were, like, wicked self-conscious about this transition for a while.
Well,
And then eventually we were just like, fuck it, and we just played how it is on record, because, I don't know, why would you not play it how it is on the record?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. My whole music upbringing is just like, or a huge part of it is just like, a really nice, well thought out like build up. And so I really wanted this to be like a well thought out build up to this cool part, but literally like, I just couldn't find it. And so we just said fuck it. We went back to how it was on the record, which is an alright build up to the part. But we just played it a bunch of different ways for a while, which is funny.
And I think a lot of the things that we're trying to do with our style is bring in a lot of instrumental and a lot of vocal parts, but kind of balance it. So not have like a song that's entirely one or the other, but have some parts where vocals take a break, maybe for like a few minutes even, and then they come back.
Well, y'all played live recently, and it doesn't seem like vocals are overpowering anything.
Right. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of like what we want.
Yeah, just like
It's like-
another instrument more or
And
less.
then make it a point to keep it, like, at least on par, if not, like, below,
Yeah.
in terms of, like, sonically.
Yeah, it was a new song.
Now we're on to track 3. This is Instead.
Starts off with a the guitar loop.
Yeah, it's just a loop that's played backwards and
Wait, is it the next riff played backwards?
yeah.
It's this played back.
That's
Alright,
right.
Yeah, it's this played backwards.
So I play my part over the same part as it's playing backwards. But you
I
can't-
almost like it more backwards. But I can't play it backwards. But yeah, I specifically remember writing this in our first like off-campus house in Amherst. It was like super
Maybe
hot.
like 3 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Southeast Street?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
What?
writing that
Yeah.
song, and even recording it.
Yeah, just like a demo.
Yeah, right.
Not there.
I don't know. I remember that Ian and Betty were there. But anyways,
What?
this part right here is kind of like trying to make a riff that we already have kind of just a little bit more interesting. I don't know if it works or not, but we kind of just play like a quiet and a loud version of it, and the loud version just keeps getting longer every time until it fully like completes itself.
Yeah, we think of it as like an addition part. So it's like this long, and the second time we play it, it's this long, and the second time.
This is the
third
math
time-
quality of the math rockness.
Yeah, here comes the math class.
Yeah, so hopefully it comes across as cool and not just like us trying too hard, but it's for you guys to decide.
Well, I found this song to have kind of a noise rock aspect to it, like more
Right.
than the other songs.
Yeah, this song is definitely.
Most angular. And
Yeah, there's
It feels more like our old style, I guess. It's definitely got some like heavier, like for
Yeah.
instance, this part where I think it's Adam's only vocals on the album.
yeah.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Are you all doing vocals?
No,
It's mostly just
it's
Voss.
just Voss. Adam's yelling here from like 30 feet away from the mic in like a room.
Big loft.
But yeah, this is kind of a lot like our. It just feels a little bit more reminiscent of our last album. It's just like kind of more aggressive writing parts. And then this song kind of just ends with this part that Voss brought to us, and when he first brought it to us, we were just like, I think me and Adam were both
I didn't know what the fuck was going
really,
on for
really
like 2
psyched
months.
about it.
I couldn't play it, and
Yeah.
that's a good sign. But now I can kind
It
of
was
play
just like totally weird. Like Voss, yeah.
So when it comes to like math, rock, or whatever,
Let me tell you about
it. Math major.
I usually, you can usually count something, and you're like, oh, this is the time signature, because it repeats every so often. But with this riff, I didn't know what time signature it was in, but I could play it consistently, and that's kind of what intrigued me about it, is that I like didn't have a full understanding of it, but we still managed to like write to it as a whole. So I still to this day I don't know what time signature it's in, but it's, you know, we can play it, and we like to play it last because we were like, I don't know.
Are you
getting
guys
pretty
all
tight.
organically self-trained, or did you?
Yeah. We're
Yeah.
self-trained,
That's
self-taught,
awesome.
or whatever.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got better because of A, the music that I listened to, and B, Voss. Because I don't know, by myself, when I play by myself, I'm not so good. But I feel like I'm better when I'm playing with someone else who has talent. So, but yeah, that riff I guess is not a good example of this. But I feel like a huge theme of our band is like Voss writes something that's super weird, and he sees it one way, and then me and Adam see it a totally different way, and like we therefore get two different versions of a riff.
Yeah, so we get two parts right away from one.
Because Voss has weird emphasis on like what he expects from the riff, and it's always super.
And just by
frustrating.
throwing your beat impression on top of that, all of a sudden it's emphasizing new things. from
Yeah,
the riff you
exactly.
have.
Usually I simplify it, and his is like way weirder. But it's always. There's a few songs where we kind of do that. I don't think there's any on the record though.
All right. Well, this is James Moore from Boston, Hassel, and Sharpest.
Thank you
on
very
our
much.
episode
Thanks
2.
for having us.
Could not thank
Thanks
you.
for coming out, guys. All right.
Cheers.
Don't play that. Dude, beat.
It's in key.
You know what this reminds me of, that Blink-182 song? Which song is that?
Don't put this up.